37. I am currently living in Columbaroo, which is a very small Aboriginal community in the top of the Kimberley in Western Australia. I just last week got diagnosed with breast cancer, stage 3, maybe stage 4 if it's spread into my lung, which they think it might have. They want to throw everything at it in the medical industry. They want to do chemo, radiation, mastectomy. I have already looked at getting a mental health coach, a physical health coach, and a spiritual journey ceremony as well. And I thought this is probably going to be a pretty interesting little story. Hopefully to inspire people. So here we are, week 1, video blog 1. Never done anything like this before. Hate the sound of my own voice, but here we are. Hopefully it's a nice inspirational story. If not, it's going to be a good tearjerker. Either way, stay tuned. So the reality of being a government worker in a small Aboriginal community means that when I'm not here, somebody else is going to have to occupy this space, which is my house. So I'm currently back in Columbaroo for a few days just to tidy up the house and make it a space ready for somebody else to live in here. And then I discovered this, which I had forgotten about. I cut my hair off in April this year, and I was meant to donate this, well, still will donate to Variety, the cancer organisation. Maybe if I do chemo, do you reckon I can use my own hair as a wig? Look at that. Never know. Something else that was very important that I had to do back in Columbaroo was pick up my 2 beautiful dogs. That's Karma there on the left, my old girl, and Zeke on the right, my boy. So this is goodbye to our little cozy Columbaroo home, and I really hope I get to come back. See ya. So this was a bit of a laugh. Due to the remoteness of Columbaroo, I had to charter a flight for myself and the dogs and my suitcase to get from Columbaroo to Broome. They had to dismantle the dog crate, which both dogs had to fit in together. And half the dog crate went into the aircraft, the dogs got put in, and then the rest of the crate got put back together with the dogs inside. So it was nice and cozy in there. The dogs did not love it, but we got it done.
Yeah, because they're in.
The flight from Columbaroo to Broome was the most breathtaking scenery. Even though I was crying for pretty much most of it because I was so sad to be leaving Columbaroo, I was more sad about leaving Columbaroo than I was about my cancer diagnosis. But this flight, I was just pinching myself on how beautiful the scenery was and how lucky I was that I got to experience that. So I had an appointment today with a new surgeon. Both Guy and I had weird vibes with the first surgeon that we had an appointment with, so we decided to shop around for someone that I feel a bit more comfortable with, and I was recommended by my mum for her surgeon, a female surgeon. So I went and met her today and had a totally different experience with her than I did with the first surgeon. She was very thorough. She went through all the information. She showed me the scans. She answered all our questions. She was very thorough. She showed me the scan of my breast, and I thought I was going to see on the mammogram all these like clumped together white bright cells that have shown up that would identify that it's cancer. But what she actually showed me was just tiny little calcified spots covering my whole breast. So like my whole breast is covered with microscopic cancer cells. No tumor. All the hard swelling that I can feel in my boob isn't actually a massive tumor, which is what I thought it was. And then there's two little lumps on the, like in here, two little like lumps there, and I thought they were tumors. And when the first surgeon felt me, he was like, oh yeah, I can feel your tumors there. And I was like, oh yeah, they're tumors then. And she was like, no, like not worried about them. She was like, oh yeah, that hasn't shown up as anything on the scan. So yeah, two different people saying two different things. Bit confusing and conflicting. Then you look at my lymph nodes, and my lymph nodes are hot, red hot on the PET scan. There's a lot of activity there. That's where, and it's actually quite where it's tender, probably more than anywhere else. So when the biopsy came through, the armpit came through as saying that that's confirmed cancer. Can't tell me what type, but that's cancer. But the scan in the boob was inconclusive, suspected ductal carcinoma. So she's ordered me to go get not ordered me, but she's referred me to get another biopsy of this point where she asked me, is this the one that feels the weirdest or strangest or sounds most looks or feels most concerning? And I was like, yeah, agreed. So she consulted with me, which is good. And she's gonna request to get that bit sampled specifically to find out what type of breast cancer it is. But once again, that's just like a lumpy section, but it's not actually this massive tumor. So she seems to think when she does operate on me, she wants to take all the skin away, take my nipple away, and then just like kind of have the top and bottom of my boob and squeeze them back together and sew it up. It's pretty brutal. And then no reconstruction straight away. If I wanted to do reconstruction, I would have to wait, because her recommendation would be to then do radio to make sure that there's nothing left in the skin. Sounds disgusting, to be honest. Morning. This is where my healing journey is at the moment. We've got our caravan set up at our mum and dad's house, which is in the nice rural block about half an hour south of Perth. I'm pretty excited. I started my day off with a walk and then some stretches, and I'm about to have a sauna once the sauna's heated up and jump in that freezing cold pool again. Tonight, Guy and I are starting our ayahuasca journey ceremony, which will be a 2-day ceremony. Hello, princess. You want to say hi? Thanks. So yeah, really excited to start this healing journey in a much more holistic way, and can't wait. Sunday night. I just got back from our ayahuasca weekend. Holy shit. in one word, phenomenal. It's transformational, life-changing experience. It was just amazing and challenging and beyond my wildest expectations. It just took me to a higher state of consciousness, and it's almost too hard to put into words. I'm not going to dive into it tonight because I'm so tired, but I just want to acknowledge this huge journey I've just been on. I feel like I've been away for years and I'm physically exhausted. It has taken it out of me. Physically, I feel like I've gone through labour 2 nights in a row, that like childbirth labour. That's how physically exhausted I am. But I also feel so content and grateful, and just my heart is so full of love, and yeah, just immense gratitude. You just lay down in blankets, nice and warm and snug, in a circle with other people, and I just surrendered to it and allowed myself to go. And I just closed my eyes and I started seeing like patterns and Aztec shapes, and all of a sudden an eagle came down and grabbed me and picked me up and then dropped me into what I can only describe as the Matrix. And then I could just go anywhere with my mind, anywhere I wanted to go, in my body, in my life, in my spirit. Yeah, it was just crazy. I was off having so much fun that I almost forgot that I was there for a purpose of healing. So I thought, oh geez, I hope this doesn't run out soon because I haven't even got to work yet. So I had a profound experience where one of my intentions was to release any suppressed emotions. I was reading an audio book on radical remissions, and there's 9 different categories, and each person addressed each of those 9 categories. Some of them were physical, like your diet and your lifestyle, and other ones were emotional and spiritual. And one of the big ones was releasing suppressed emotions. So I was just kind of massaging my breast and my lymph nodes, and I asked my body, what's caused this? And instantly an image of my ex-boyfriend came to my head. And I went, ugh, and kind of got scared. I was like, I don't want to go there. And it shocked me, but I thought, no, okay, I got to dive into that. Why do I need to go to my ex-boyfriend? And without any barriers or borders or anything, it's like clicking on a button for instant download on the computer. It was just like, I'm holding on to guilt and fear from that relationship. I won't go into detail much more about that, but I realized that I no longer needed to hold on to that guilt or the fear. It was irrational and not something that I needed to be holding on to. Well, I had lots of tears. I'm crying right now just thinking about it, kind of trembling right now thinking about it. I had to release that, and on a mental and physical level I felt that kind of release. So that was profound. It was really, really cool. I don't know if I need to do more work with that now, with breath work. And I think I've heard tapping. You can release certain traumas or things that you're still holding on to. So that might be something that will evolve from here. I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely a step in the right direction. I feel really relieved to let that go. It's huge. But yeah, not just emotional, but physically powerful shit. Yeah. Feeling pretty good. Really stoked I got to do it. Really grateful. God, the amount of gratitude you get out of doing an experience like that is crazy. So yeah, feeling really grateful. My heart's full of love. I just wanted to show you this little plant medicine drink I've been having. But it's like frozen because the fridge thermostat's not working very well. But basically this is a, I think it's called a Borna, an Indigenous lady down south recommended it to my sister. I think a common name is the bush chili, or Borna maybe is the Indigenous name. And it's a root, bright red root under the ground. Thanks Bill, Bill's helping me show. Hey. And then what you do is you cut it all up and put it into a jar of water, and then you'll see the colour of the water turns like a bluey browny kind of colour, and you drink that in the morning. So I've been having about 30 mils of that each morning. A bit frozen today, so I don't know how that'll go. Yeah, Bill?
I put it in. I put this in.
You can kind of...
I put this.
It's very frozen, a bit hard to see, but you can see all the bits. Not yet, Bill. We cut it up first.
Cut it up first.
Cut it up and then we put it in some water. And that helps Mum get better. Sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my old girl, Karma. Yeah. Poor girl. She's been staying at my in-laws for the last few weeks since we've come down from Columbaroo. She wants some cheese, does she? She does too. But she is really feeling it down here in the cold. She's got an injury on her front right leg. So she's almost looking like she's on death's door.
Why talking?
I'm talking to the video, yeah.
Oh.
You want to say hi too?
Hi.
So yeah, I've got her here with me now at Mum and Dad's in Wandi. She's been in with the fire at night time, keeping warm, hasn't she, Bill? But she's not moving very much, and she's pretty sad, as you can see. So I'm going to see how she goes in the next few days. Oh, my poor old girl.
Oh, yeah.
I had an appointment with the oncologist during the week. They want to do 6 rounds of chemotherapy once every 3 weeks. There's 2 chemo drugs that they want to use, and plus another HER positive receptor medication as well as that. So they'll do that. It ends up being 6 3s, 18 weeks worth of treatment. Then they stop, do surgery, and then they continue on with the HER2 medication for like, I don't know, 6 or 7 rounds after that as well. Looking at all the side effects and things from chemo, looks pretty yucky. Long-term effects don't look that good. And then I looked at a website, I think it's called Predict. It's a resource for breast cancer, where you put in your type of breast cancer. So mine's ER negative, progesterone negative, and HER2 positive. You put in, the grade size of your tumours and what different things with your age and bits and pieces. Plug it all into this system, and then it spits out the likelihood of it being successful for surgery, chemo, and this HER2 medication. So the chemo surgery, I think, was about 60% survival rate over 5 years. If you add chemo, it added on average about 10% increase of survival rate, and then the HER2 on average was another 5. So doing chemo and HER2 is 15% combined, adding to your success rate, or my success rate, which I'm still processing whether I think that's worth it for all the side effects at the moment. So still on the fence and definitely leaning towards not doing chemo just because of all the side effects and long-term effects. Surgery I'm still very open to, and I think that's probably where I'll be heading, unless any miracles happen in the meantime, which I'm also still kind of hoping for. Yeah, other than that, I'm feeling pretty good. I've had a few days to myself. Guy took the kids to the in-laws, so I've had some real few days of just me time, which I have really appreciated because I've been tired. So it's been nice just to be able to chill. Guy bought me a beautiful smoky quartz necklace, which provides strength amongst a bunch of other things. So yeah, I'm feeling really good having that right with me. Felt really special getting that, so thanks, Guy. And oh, there it goes. Yeah, nature doesn't get much better than that, does it? It's been a big couple of weeks. It's the 1st of August, so about 6 weeks in since diagnosis. I've had a big few weeks. Had to put my dog down, Karma. Poor old girl. She decided that she had had enough and told me that she was ready to go. So sadly had to put her down. Had a vet come out to mum and dad's to put her down. And we buried her at the back in the pet cemetery. They've been living there for over 30 years. So there's a few pets that have passed on that property, so she's laid to rest with the rest of them. My dad's also been in hospital. He has melanoma cancer, which had spread to his lung, and decided to start immunotherapy to try and kill that cancer. Unfortunately, he had a severe reaction to the immunotherapy drugs, and it started attacking, instead of just attacking the cancer cells, it attacked his entire body, good cells and bad cells. So it went for his pancreas first and attacked that. He's now type 1 diabetic. And then it went for his heart. And yeah, it was pretty scary. He was in ICU for a few days, nearly a week. And they ended up having to give him lots of steroids to try and calm the immunotherapy response. But that was impacting his diabetes. So yeah, he's still in hospital now, very unwell, but slowly getting better. Yeah, pretty scary times, pretty stressful, but he's a tough old bugger. He'll be all right. And then last weekend we had ayahuasca round 2. Holy moly. It wasn't fun, I'll be honest. It was pretty brutal physically on my body. Again, 2 nights in a row, lots of purging, lots of discomfort, lots of nausea. I really, really struggled. I won't go into too much detail about my journey just yet, but what I will say is that upon checking my breasts after the weekend, the 2 lumps that I had right here in the center of my chest have gone. There is the tiniest little grain left where one was. Cannot find any evidence of the other one. Completely gone over the weekend. So I'm just amazed and in awe of the medicine, because any doubts that I might have had, not that I really did, but if there was any doubts, they're completely gone now. Like that medicine was working my body, even on my left side where I don't actually have cancer, but I feels like kind of lumpy and stiff and sore, and that's completely gone now too. So yeah, it was working its magic on me. I have also been contacted and referred to a healer in Peru that is willing to take me on at their healing center to heal from my cancer. I didn't go looking for this. This came to me. And I was a bit unsure because it was a bit kind of scary, I guess, the idea of going overseas to do, I don't speak Spanish, and I don't know a lot about the procedure of what goes on over there. But I also kind of have a knowing that I'm going to Peru. I feel like this ship sailed and I'm on it, and I've just got to hold on and wait till I get to my destination. It's pretty crazy. I should know in the coming days after I speak to one of the healers over there that's willing to take me on. I should hear from them and make a decision fairly quickly. I decided to post online a family video. Went for about 20 minutes, and at the very end of the family video, scrolling credits at the end, was to notify people that I had been diagnosed with breast cancer, because up until then only my close friends and family knew. So I had a big influx of love and support and messages come through, which I am incredibly grateful for. It was quite a hard thing to put online and tell everyone, and it did make it very real, and it was very emotional, but I'm very glad I did it, because there's a lot of people, that reached out and made me feel really special. One friend in particular, Hannah, contacted me and told me that she had a house and it was free for us to use for as long as we needed, which I'm in right now. So thank you, Hannah. You are a saint. I am just so grateful to be here and have my own space, and not overstaying my welcome at the pet family. Thank you. Yeah, thanks so much for that. At the very start of my diagnosis, when I was umming and ahhing whether to do chemo and radiation and surgery, and looking at the more holistic sides of things, where you do the Vit C infusions and the hydrobaric oxygen therapy and supplements and diet, lifestyle, spirituality, all of those things, and I was saying yes to everything at the time. And at the very beginning, a friend of my sister's, and essentially a stranger to me, reached out and asked if I would be interested in some plant medicine that is available, and if I was, to send my photo, which would then be shared to a master shaman in Peru, to then connect and see whether or not it'd be appropriate for me. So that photo got sent, and then I didn't think much of it for a few weeks, until I knew I was going to be doing ayahuasca again, and I was going to see this individual. Long story short, the master shaman over in Peru said that he was willing to work with me. Now is the time. Couldn't say that it would be appropriate for me to go down another time later on down the track. He said now's the time if I want to do it. So I sat on that for a couple of weeks. Ended up speaking to one of the men from the healing centre over in Peru on the phone. Got more information about how it all works, what plants they use, a rough guideline of the treatment plan. And he did advise me that their concept of time over there, they don't really have the same concept of time that we have over here in Western society. So when I say, how long do I need to spend time, it takes as long as it takes to heal. Like, there's no concept of weeks and months. But to help me out, he did say, oh, for your situation, we'd usually recommend 4 to 6 months staying in Peru doing the medicine. And I went, ooh, okay. That's a long time to be away from family and to commit to it. Obviously, that concept of time is still big in my mind. But I have decided to go over. I originally thought I might go over for a month, but after listening to the kind of treatment plan, I definitely need to do longer than a month. I think it takes about a month just to cleanse the body, and then they start changing up the diet to give you more plants that can help your body with curing. So I've already automatically now in my head, I have 2 months in my head. Yeah, lo and behold, help has come. So not in the way that I thought I was going to receive, but I'm very grateful for the opportunity and the way it is coming. Yeah, lucky me, hey? Like the luckiest cancer patient on the planet. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but yeah. So I'm not packing a lot, but I have managed to sneak in some tea to get me through. Hopefully customs is okay with that. Thanks for watching. Tune in next episode where I fly to Peru in an attempt to stay for 2 months at a healing centre to detoxify my body and hopefully heal my body from cancer.